Welcome back to the Pacific Crest Trail. You are joining me at mile 188 out of 2,650 of my southbound PCT thru hike. In the last episode, you joined me on my section from Snoqualmie to Stevens Pass in Washington. You and I hiked through some of the most stunning alpine I have ever seen, and in this episode, there is even more beauty to explore. I start off this section uncertain about how my sore knee will do. Together, we will hike 72 miles over the next 4 days. I show you more of my camp setup, how I rehydrate my meals, sweeping alpine views, and the most incredible wildlife encounter I have ever had. Now looking back, this moment was the highlight of my entire PCT hike, and I can't believe I get to share it with you in this episode. So let's dive in. The start of my next section from Stevens Pass here to Snoqualmie, and I think this section is going to take me about 3.5 days, 70 miles. So got going around 10 a.m. got a ride from an awesome woman. I'm hiking with my trail friend right now, and it's hard to get back to hiking after 2 days in town. It feels rough. But I'm really glad to be out here. So we're just starting up, basically hiking up a downhill ski lift. I've been going for about 45 minutes, and I did an up and then a down. My knee is feeling way better, so it's great news. We'll see how it goes, but so far I'm really optimistic about it. We're leaving the ski resort, heading into the wilderness. At some point on this day, my trail friend ended up behind me. I didn't know it then, but it was the last time I would see her, even though we've kept in touch over WhatsApp. After just completing a section hiking and camping with 4 friends the entire time, I was venturing out on this section completely alone again. I'm climbing up to my last pass of the evening. I thought I was at the top, but it was a false summit, so I'm just gonna do a bit more climbing, and then my camp spot should be down the hill a bit on the other side of the pass. And the trail is just so cruisy. Wonder how many times I'll say that. Oh, oh my god! A pika just ran over my foot. It just ran right over my right foot. Like, I literally felt its little feet on me. And I was scared I was gonna accidentally step on it. Poor little thing was probably trying to get to its cave before I got by. But yeah, it's just like such a absolute treat to hike this trail. It's just absolutely beautifully built, maintained, going through the most stunning landscape. Like, I just feel so lucky to be out here. Good morning. So the last few days have been the busiest camp sites yet. And I wanted to update you when I got to camp, but I definitely feel more awkward pulling out the camera when there's like a bunch of people around and like new people that I don't know. So I'm gonna try to get more comfortable with that so I can show you my camp spots as well. But yeah, I'm meeting a lot of northbound hikers, and this section from Stevens Pass to Snoqualmie is particularly popular with section hikers. So yeah, it's very busy. It's very beautiful. That's probably why. It's been raining on and off all day today, so I've had the camera covered. I've mostly been hiking through trees. I hugged contour line, dropped down over a river, so I was kind of in the river valley, but not that low. And now, you can probably tell, I'm climbing up again. I'm getting peekaboo views of the alpine, and it's stunning. Whoa. There's no water up here, so I'm lugging water, and I'm definitely feeling the extra weight. Wow. My arm's getting more and more tired as I talk to you. Okay. When I arrive at camp, the first thing I do is I find a spot to pitch my tent. I'm usually trying to choose a flat spot. I clear out any debris that might be uncomfortable under my tent, and then I stake out all the 4 corners. I use my trekking poles to pitch my tent, and then I tighten up any of the corners that I need to before then staking out the vestibules and the final spots on my tent. I then set up my bed and put all of my gear inside my tent in case it rains. And then I'll either change first or after I eat, usually before so that I don't get cold. So I get into my sleeping clothes and then I start cooking. I pour my dehydrated meal into my pot, add water, bring it to a boil, and then I cover it and let it sit for 10 minutes before eating it. On this night, I was camped near 2 SOBO hikers, and it was really interesting hearing them chatting about their long journey so far. I kept a journal on my phone for the entire hike, and I thought I would read you my entry from this evening. Quote, "Getting a tiny bit faster at my routine. From arrival to sleeping bag is 2 hours. And I'm busy the whole time. Seems like a storm might be rolling in. As soon as I got back in my tent, the rain started again." End quote. I think a storm's rolling in, but it's okay. Morning. It ended up not being that stormy last night, just a few raindrops, a bit of wind, so dust got blown into the tent. But otherwise it was pretty good. It was just on the cold end of my sleeps I've had, so I'm a little bit more tired today than normal. I'm starting off my day with a little climb up into the alpine, and I'm hoping to do 22 miles today and get to a lake. My knee was the best it felt this morning. I could squat down, bend down, stand up without pain. I feel the teeniest bit right now as I'm getting warmed up, but I'm really feeling optimistic about that. I'm stopped here for my first snack break at a beautiful river, and I've gone 8 miles so far today. So I like doing that where I do kind of 2 longer breaks in the day, and I break my hike into 3 chunks instead of 3 longer breaks. I find that takes up a lot of my time and I lose my momentum, and it's really hard for me to get my momentum back once I've lost it. So that's just my style. I know for other people they need to take more breaks to like get their energy back, but for me momentum is harder to get back than energy. So I'm sitting here thinking I'll probably actually need to stop in 3 miles and fill up water one last time, and then head into the alpine where there's no water sources until camp. So I'll carry probably 2 liters of water, I'm thinking. Apple chips right now, and I already ate my pretzels. After my break at the beautiful bridge, I hit the big climb of the day. It was an old burn, hot, dry, and exposed. But somehow I kept only being able to see the beauty. All I saw were the hundreds of wildflowers thriving in the sun, mostly fireweed, which might just be my favorite wildflower after seeing how it brightens up any slope. Once I started to break into the alpine again, it was just expansive view after expansive view. A cloud cluster rolled in and enveloped my final ridge of the day. I was trying to just put my head down and hammer out the last 4 miles of the day when I rounded a corner, and there, right on trail, was a beautiful mountain goat. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was the most incredible moment. As I walked towards him, he would keep stopping to look back at me, and it felt like he was waiting for me. He even walked back towards me at one point to see what I was doing. Then he guided me around the technical section and let me pass where he could stand on the grass. It's okay. Please don't charge me. That was amazing. What a good day. I got to camp, set up, did all my chores really fast and it's already dark. So it was a long day. The mountain goats slowed me down. And I didn't care 1 bit. Oh, how incredible. That was my one biggest goal on this hike and it's been achieved. Morning. I had a really good sleep and I am going to be finishing this section today. So I've got about 8 miles until I get to Snoqualmie Pass and I'm going to resupply, but I don't think I'll stay the night there. I think I'll keep hiking because I'm feeling good. It's only been 3 days since I left Leavenworth. I'm listening to my podcast, trying not to hyper focus on my knee, and it's feeling good. I know I've been talking about my knee a lot, but it is a really big aspect right now of what I'm monitoring, because if it does turn into a big problem, that's going to really affect my hike. And because I started a bit on the late side, I need to be able to put the miles in. So I have to be aware of it. It's kind of like the biggest crux right now. And yeah, so that's why I've been focusing on it. You'll probably stop hearing about it when I stop feeling it. I often cannot believe that there are places like this that exist. I feel like I was walking in the sky up on this ridge, looking out at the dramatic peaks. It was the perfect way to end the section with an empty belly and a full heart. I decided not to book lodging at Snoqualmie Pass, so instead, I aimed to do lunch at the brewery there. I'm on the descent down to Snoqualmie Pass now. Everything's feeling good. I find myself dreaming about food down there and coffee. My coffee was exceptionally bad this morning. I don't know what happened. And I'm really excited because I'll have cell signal and I'll be able to call my husband and tell him about the goat. I picked up my package at one of the hotels and organized my resupply while I enjoyed a vegan hot dog and a beer. I found a spot to charge my battery bank and spent a couple hours there before heading back to the trail. In the next episode, episode 5, you will join me on this next stretch of trail heading out south from Snoqualmie Pass on day 19. I hope to see you then.